Opinion Malegaon verdict decimates a narrative project to stigmatize Sanatan Hindus can never be terrorists. It may sound like a slogan, but it rings axiomatic. A special NIA court in Mumbai has broken the back of a long-running politico-legal conspiracy, one that sought to link Sanatan Dharma with terrorism. With the exoneration of Sadhvi Pragya, LTCOL Purohit, and 5 others in the Malegaon blast case, the myth of Hindu terror lies dead and buried. Special Judge A.K. Lahoti couldn't have been clearer. The judge observed that upon comprehensive evaluation, the prosecution has failed to bring any cogent evidence, and the evidence is riddled with inconsistencies. Why? Because, and this is crucial, the judge observed conviction cannot be based on moral grounds. In short, a political idea cannot substitute for legal proof. This brings us back the early 2000s when the Congress-led UPA government coined the term saffron terror. Sadhvi Pragya and Colonel Purohit were arrested in connection with the 2006 Malegaon blast, which occurred outside a Muslim place of worship in a small Maharashtrian town. Investigators linked the accused to a Hindu organization, likening it, grotesquely, to a Hindu Lashkar-Toiba. The allegation: a plot to establish a Hindu Rashtra, a theocratic mirror image of a jihadist state. A veritable Hindu Pakistan. But this narrative was never about justice. It was about creating a false equivalence to paint Hindu activists and soldiers as extremists to placate a political vote bank. The project failed because its foundations were flawed. As Justice Lahoti reaffirmed, moral outrage cannot replace hard evidence. Yet the cost of this political theater was immense: reputations destroyed, lives derailed, institutions undermined. Most crucially, the army, which is celebrated for its secular and apolitical professionalism. Swipe left for next video. What a certain ecosystem in India forgets is that the universalism that is at the heart of Sanatana Dharma ensures that it remains an eternal, pluralistic, philosophical construct that cannot be boxed into an ism. And therefore, the followers of Sanatana Dharma's view on life cannot contemplate the world in the Manichaean light that the followers of Abrahamic faiths are encouraged to do. When there is no concept of the other, there cannot be another to militate against, to convert, or to simply eliminate. There isn't any Hindu equivalent of a jihadi or a crusader. And there simply can't be. Which is why you'll rarely ever come across an instance in history when a Sanatani rode out at the head of an army to crusade against infidels in the quest of a holy land or to liberate a holy land. Moreover, even attempts to rally Hindus around a flag almost always fail to last the course. Even the demolition of the Babri Masjid on the back of an arguably Hindu nationalist movement to reclaim the most sacred symbols of Hindu civilization triggered a backlash from within the Hindu community. So much so that the architects of the movement pledged to never adopt extra-constitutional means to realize their objectives. And that's what made the Congress-era attempt to manufacture Hindu terror so perverse. Thankfully, the courts have now seen through this attempt at deliberately drawing a false equivalence between Islamist terrorism and alleged Hindu extremism to advance a cynical vote bank politics. The only unanswered question is, will the masterminds of this slanderous scheme be brought to justice? Latest blogs.